But Allah loves the Muslims. So when we take punishment in this life, when we suffer in this life, when we experience fitna in this life, it is either one of two things. Either Allah is testing us, or Allah is allowing us to experience our punishment here for the things we've done. And in both cases we would say what? Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. The praise, the thanks, and all the worship is only to Allah. Alhamdulillah that Allah let me have a chance to suffer this thing or that thing here. If I experience heat here, then maybe I don't have to experience the heat in the next life. And this is what happens when people have fever. When people have high fever, and this is taking away from the fire in the next life. And when people experience broken limbs, or pains, or possibly even cancer or leprosy or diseases that they die from, not only does Allah take away all of the sins of this life from them, but guess what else? If a person dies as a result of a horrible disease, what did the Prophet ﷺ tell us? If he's patient, if he's having the second condition, the sabr, he doesn't curse Allah. Allah, you did this to me. Oh, yeah. No. He says, Alhamdulillah. Allah gives him the reward of shaheed. Allah gives him the highest honor that a human being can attain. To be counted amongst the ranks of those who sacrifice their lives. Those who in the next life will only experience the very, very best. Even on the day of judgment when it's so hot and there's no shade except the shade of Allah, and they'll be in that shade of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I want to be in that group. How about you? How about the one who drowns? How about the one who falls down from a long building? How about the woman who gives birth or is in pregnancy and she dies as a result of it? All of these people are shaheed. All of these people are going to have the reward. We still, in the janazah, in the funeral rites, we still prepare their bodies, which is different than the one who dies in the battlefield. For them, we don't even wash their body because the angels do. But I'm saying that Allah has given them this reward. As a prison chaplain, I had the great opportunity to serve the Muslims for a number of years. And of course, along the way, if you're in service to people in any capacity, you're going to experience different things. People are born, and I've been there when children were born, call the adhan in the ear of the child. The right ear is the sunnah, and left ear something come along later, but anyway, do that. And watched as these children grew up, intended programs for them. Some of the children memorized the Quran. I've been there for that. And then other occasions when they got older and they got married, then when they have children, and you go through the whole thing. You see the beginning and all the way to the end, and especially in the prison. I remember real well one of our brothers in Islam had cancer. He was an American brother. He accepted Islam in the prison. Never had the chance to experience what it's like to pray in a masjid like you have here. His masjid was in the prison. Alhamdulillah, it was set aside as a masjid. It's the only one I know in the United States has a masjid in a prison. It has a wudu area too. He never missed the khutbah. If he knew I was going to be there, even if he was in some kind of real difficulty, lockdown, whatever, he'd complain and give all kind of trouble until he could get there, because he wanted to be there for the Friday khutbah. I'm talking about even when it got to the point in his cancer, it was so bad, they had to carry him in and lay him down. And I used to give him a hard time. I said, you're just laying around all the time. It got so bad that he couldn't even sit up. And when we prayed, he could only pray with his eyes. You've heard about that, haven't you? When you get real sick or you can't move, you can pray with your eyes. But have you ever had to pray that way? Have you ever been in such a case that you couldn't even move your arms? You couldn't even sit up? He experienced it. This man wasn't even 30 years old. This man called people to Islam. Many times he would tell me, before he got ill, he would tell me, here, this man over here, tell him about Islam. Help this man, he needs to know so-and-so. And they would come into Islam. Even the guards that worked there. took shahada from this man. One woman guard took shahada from him, and while he was incarcerated, they got married. Just one of the last conversations that he and I had together, he said, Sheikh, can I talk to you in private? I said, yes. He asked the others to leave him with me. He said, I don't like to bother you, but I have a family, and I know I can't take care of them. I'm stuck here, and I feel like I'm not even going to make another week. So I just want to ask you, if you don't mind, I know it's a burden, could you look after them for me? See that they're okay. I said, of course. You're all right. He said, no, I'm not all right. Alhamdulillah. But then he started crying, and tears coming down his face. He started choking back a little bit. I said, what are you crying for? He said, well, I don't know what's going to happen. I said, look at you. You're the only one in the whole place got a good shot. It's the best, and you crying. I'm the one who ought to be crying. Because Allah, He's letting you get close to Him through this. For sure, if you're patient, this is Jannah for you. He said, it is? I said, yes. Not only that, it's Shaheed. He said, why? And I told him about the hadith of Rasulullah. Then his tears came more, but now his face is smiling. He said, Allah is doing this for me? I said, He sure is. He said, Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. The next Friday, he didn't come. He was across the yard in the DC hospital. He died before the sun went down on Friday. His wife became a very good Muslim. She got married to another brother. And she still calls once in a while, lets us know how things are going. And all the brothers there still remember the brother. Alhamdulillah.